Hi, crafty friends. Mary here. It's been a while. I have a couple of card shares for you today. Um, this is for Sparkles in June, and I have a lot of sparkles. I've been working on some 4th of July cards because nothing sparkles like fireworks. I've been using this big stamp by Northwood Stamps. And it doesn't have a name. It does have a name, but it's not listed on here. I think it's just called Fireworks. Or no, I think it's called Sparklers. But it's PP Paul 10419. And I got it recently, so it's still in inventory, so you could get it. And initially I thought it would be a hard image to color, but it turned out to be pretty easy to color and pretty easy to multiple stamps because you don't have to mask it or anything. It just, even if you stamp it on top of each other, it doesn't really, it's not an issue. So it's a good stamps. And I've been coloring it with glitter markers. I have a set of glitter markers. And I've been using, I think I used, well, on all of these cards, I used the red one. But on previous cards, or previous backgrounds, I have these two backgrounds that I started with pattern paper, like this variegated pattern paper that has pinks and purples in the background. And then I stamped over it with just regular black ink. My go-to ink is Ink on 3, blackout ink. And then I just stamped it over it. And on this one I used the blue and the silver. And on this one I used the blue, and actually I used the jelly roll, the white jelly roll. Not as neat. I kind of went outside the lines, so it's a little bit messier, but I kind of like the effect. And sometimes the jelly rolls are not the most easy to work with because they stop writing after a while, and then you have to kind of get it to write again. So I had that problem, but overall, not bad, not bad. So I kind of like this effect. I think it would look really nice on a darker background. And I haven't done anything with these two panels yet, but I probably will. So they're there right now. And then I have a tag that I just used the red on. And I liked this tag so much that I made a card, an A2 size card with it. And I'll show you in a minute. But let's start with the slim line tag that I did. So for this card, it's a slim line. It's 4 by 8. And I used two digital stamps by these digital stamps are by Tiddly Inks. And the girl riding the fireworks or the rocket, it's no longer available. I've had her for a long. I've had both of them for a long time, so I think she's just not available because I looked her up because I wanted to get her name and I just couldn't find her. And I actually even couldn't find, when I did a Google search for her, I couldn't find her anywhere, because I wanted to see how they colored her in, and the digi stamp doesn't have any detail on the firework itself. So I drew the lines that are there. And you'll see that in another card, which I made her bigger. The nice thing about digital stamps is you could do that. I did the rocket with stars. So having the rocket itself or the firework itself clear of any design allows you to customize it to anything you want. You could put flowers on it if you wanted. So it's really cool. Yeah, but I couldn't find her anywhere, so I kind of just went with the color scheme that I was working with, which was red, white, and blue. So I gave her white tennis shoes, blue pants for jeans, and a red and white top. And I made her a blonde. And then her little dog, I colored him in brown. I didn't really do any shading on him or anything. He's really tiny in this card. And then her, I found her. She's still current. You could get her. Her flag is doesn't have any details, so I kind of did a really quick American flag, which I it's pretty. It's not good. But I did it in pen right away, and so I couldn't really, redo it. So I just went with it. So the sparklers that she have and all, and this in the background, everything was digital. So I basically, when I'm in Photoshop, I have a shape the size of the card, the size of the slim line, and then I position my characters, my digital stamps, in to size. So I go, okay, so I'm going to have her here, and I want her to be about this size. And I'm going to have her here, probably standing on some kind of ground or hill, and I'm going to have her here about this size. And then once I have them positioned in the size that I want, I hide the shape because I don't need the shape anymore. The shape is just let me know that I don't go outside the line, so to speak, of my shape that I need or my size that I need. And then once that's done, I can print the sheet because I printed it in a regular size sheet of paper or in a regular size cardstock. And then when I cut it using a die, I can, I know how to position it so that I can get the right position. And it works out great. And a tip for you guys is that in this case, I knew that I needed masks for them because I wanted to ink the background, but I didn't want to, get them dirty. So, but they're digital stamps, so you really can't stamp masks for them. So what I did was I printed a second sheet, but this time instead of printing them on the cardstock that I would color, I just printed them on regular printer paper. And I printed them the same, so it's going to print the same size. The images are going to print at the same size, creating masks for them. I just had to fuzzy cut that sheet, and here are my masks. So what I did was, after I printed them and fuzzy cut them, I just took this two-way glue. I believe the Tombow glue also works this way. I know that Kelly Taylor, she does the same thing to create her masks sometimes too. So you just put a little bit and you just wait until it gets clear, and then it becomes tacky. And you could even put it against your clothes so that it's not super, so it's even less tacky. And then I just position it over my printed digi, and it's a perfect fit because you basically printed it out twice. And yeah, and then you have you could keep that print sheet in your computer for as long as you want, and you have the same mask available to print out over and over again for as long as you want. So these are pretty. Now it's not gonna the one mask, it's not gonna, if it's fully inked, it's not gonna last forever because obviously it's just computer paper, so it's gonna pretty much destroy. And in the case of this one, I cut it out. I cut a lot of it off, or so that I could get into all the little crevices, because I wanted to make sure that all the openings were cut off. So that's just a trick that I do so that when I'm working with digital stamps, I have masks available in the size of the digi that I worked with. So if you have something bigger or if you have something smaller, you could create a mask in any shape or size of the image you're working with. And that's something super nice about digital stamps. So that's the first card. I feel like something's missing. I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe the one thing that I am not quite happy, I mean, I sprayed the finished card with my go-to sprayer, this Glimmer Sparkle by Imaginist Craft. So it's very shiny with the including the glitter markers that I used on the fireworks. But the when I inked it with the blue, it kind of dulled the fireworks a little bit. So that kind of I wasn't really happy with that. But I mean, you can still see the glitter when you know moved it around, but it just dulled the image. So that is so I think next time if I do this technique, I will not color them until after the inking. Then I will put the markers, the glitter pens over the inking and see if that makes a difference. If it's more vibrant after it. And then since I had masked her and then stamped, I wish I had done it, and I can still do it now, I guess. I wish I had done another stamping of the fireworks so that the whole sky top had more fireworks. And I could do it now. But for now, I think I'm good. Moving on. So, yeah. And then the bottom is also glittery because I saw one of our groups, somebody had said that they found this on at the dollar store. It was a pack of 2 glitter markers, and they found more colors. When I went to my dollar store, I only found the blue and the green. These are intense glitter. They're chunky. It's not the tip. It's very chunky. But I did it over here for the ground, thinking grass, and really, really, really glittery but chunky. So yeah, so that was $1. So that was cool. So yeah, so once again, 2 digi stamps by Tiddly Inks, a sparkler stamp by Northwood Stamp, and some glitter pens, and a little bit of distressed oxide inking, and 1 stitched rectangle slim panel die for this card. I don't have anything on the inside yet, but this is the first of my 4th of July cards that I will hopefully send out. But knowing me, they'll just won't make it out. They won't make it to the post. The next one is using the same girl writing the firework. And this time I increased her size so that she would be the focal point of the card. Remember I said that I liked how it looked with all of the fireworks in the inside. Now, looking at this, you would think that these are sprinklers, or not sprinklers, sparklers, and that the orientation is this. But I am thinking of them as just fireworks. So I don't mind if they're, if I can move the stamp around and just create, like explosions or, nice big plows. So if you notice that I just went all around the edge, since I knew I was going to put her in the bottom, in the middle, I just went all around the edge of the card and kept moving my stamp around, and just covered all the edge with this many, and I wasn't worried about overlapping them because their points are so fine that it just doesn't you're not going to capture what's the word that I'm trying to, when you're stamping and you're creating perception of one thing over another, you worry about that and you use masking techniques. But when something is so fine, like an antler, or or wings, or something that's just so thin and fine, you don't worry about that because it's not worth it for you to mask something so small, so thin. So in this case, nobody's going to look at that and say, oh, that's crossing over that. Don't worry about it. This is a handmade card. So yeah, so don't stress about something like that. So in this case, I increased her size, and I didn't need a mask for her because she was not going to be, she was going, I knew I was going to fussy cut her out. I kept her coloring the same, almost the same, but if you notice the firecracker that she's on, or the firework that she's on, I did a base of grays, light gray and dark gray, and then I used a stamp set that has a lot of little hearts, not hearts, stars. And I just used 2 size stars, a small one and a little one, a really tiny one that keeps losing, that I keep losing, and amazingly I keep finding it. And a slightly bigger one to stamp all over it, and over here I just used the little one, and then yeah, and then I used the same glitter pen. I used the same glitter pen to stamp over it, to just color it in. I colored the tail, or the fuse, with red, the red glitter, and then this stick here, and this, which would be kind of probably the rope that's holding the stick, I used the black glitter pen. I tried to incorporate as many of the glitter pens as possible. I used the red glitter pen on the doggy's scarf and his little galoshes, which I didn't really notice that he was wearing galoshes until I increased the size of the stamp. Over here, I just thought that he had just like big eyes, but you know, now that I know that he's wearing galoshes, it's obvious. So it's funny. And then on her shirt, I went with a stripe of red, solid red, marker red, and then the glitter red, just for a more pop of glitter. Yeah, it's I really like how it came out. And then obviously the background is just very I just love the background. It's just very happy. So, and then to make it more fun, I put her on what do you call these things? A wobble. Yeah, I have the little ones and a big one. I used the big one for her because her head is big. I would have preferred, I think, to put it on the body, but the body, a little one on the body, wasn't going to do it. So I just did it on the head. Yeah. I think this card I'm going to send to my mom, to my sister, because she has a little dog. Yeah. So yeah, so this is a really cute card. I like it. So yeah, so those are the 2 cards that I did with the Digi stamps from Tiddly Inks. And like I said, I've had these girls in my Digi inventory for several years now. And I don't think she's available, so I'm sorry for you know, showing her off and maybe making you fall in love with her when she's not available. But I do know that she's available. So now the next one. The next one is available. She's from a different, she's Digi also, but she's from a different Digi store. Isn't she cute? And she's available without a smile and with a smile. I used the same type of background, but in this case, I had done the background before I did the other background. And in this case, I had just done, you know, it wasn't all the way around the border. I had just done like one here, and one here. And the Statue of Liberty is from Kind of Cute by Patricia Alvarez. She's a Digi creator on Etsy. So is Tiddly Inks. They're both on Etsy. And she's a Statue of Liberty. Isn't she beautiful? She's so cute. And I made her almost, how tall is she? She's pretty tall. I made her, oh, where's my pen? Oh, I don't know where she, I can't find her now. I can't find my, come on. She is just a little bit over 4.5 inches tall. So, yeah. So I made her above, yeah, just a little bit over 4.5 inches tall. Yeah, I color her in shades of, I colored her, I'm using these, where are they? No, those are not it. I have these markers, these gray markers that I've been loving. And I used a couple of these blue gray ink colors, 3 shades of blue gray markers for her. And she just looks awesome. I love her. She's so cute. So, and then for her, I used, I made her blonde, and then her torch is the same color as her hair, and then I used stickles on her hair. I mean, on her torch, I used, no, it wasn't diamond, it was stardust stickles for a little extra sparkle. But the, and then the red glitter pen also. And then I covered her dress and her head here with the Stella. Nope, not this one. Where is it? Where are you? With this one. This. The Stella Noir glitter pen. So she's very sparkly too, her dress. Everything. So yeah, so she came together really easy. Yeah. So another one, and she's called Statue of Liberty, and once again she's by kind of like Kinda, and then the word cute by Patricia Alvarez on Etsy. And I've had her for a while also, but she is available. And she, like I said, she's available with and without a smile on her face. I went without. Yeah, she's really cute. I love her. I love Lady Liberty stamps. I have another one that's, oh my God, it's so old. It has to be close to 20 years old. I think it's Hero Arts. Yeah, it's Hero Arts. And I want to do a stamp, a card with her. I do one almost every year with her. She's about this tall. So yeah, so those are my cards that I've wanted to share. So, a lot of sparkles. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, take care.